Hey yogis, and welcome to this gentle, soft flow for the morning. This is a safe and easy practice that you can do not long after you get out of bed. We're going to start with some gentle stretching and twisting into the side body. You may want to be up on something like I am, a block or a rolled up blanket. If you're open in the hips and you're comfortable without a prop, then of course you don't need it. So let's just start by taking left fingers down to the mat, walking them a little way away from the body and reaching the right arm up and overhead. Think about lifting up and out of your right hip point and at the same time re-gluing your right sit bone down towards the mat or your prop. You can look up to your hand or look down to the lower hand and just shrug that left shoulder away from your ear. Take a couple of really deep breaths into the side body. And let's come the other way. So right hand comes down, left hand comes up, reaching up and out of the left hip, re-gluing the left seat bone down towards the ground or your prop, reaching and taking deep breaths into the left side body, looking to the upper or lower hand and keeping your right shoulder away from your ear. Bend that right elbow if that helps. Okay, we're going to turn it into a little flow now. So just find your breath and movement, link them together and make the movement slow. Don't arrive at the end of your movements ahead of your breath. And just find a little bit of ease. Maybe you're finding a little bit more length each time you come over. Last time in each direction. Awesome. Okay, let's all come back to center, this time with arms up. Take a really deep inhale and lift. Try not to let the ribs flare out. Think length up through the crown of the head. And then we'll twist over to the left. So bring your right hand to the outside of your left knee. And just take those fingertips down. They might not reach the floor if you're on a prop. They might come behind you. It doesn't matter how far you get. Make the twist gentle because this is first thing in the morning. We don't have as much space in the spine and the back when we haven't been moving around for too long. So don't expect your body to be in any particular place. Just find that subtle place, that sweetness where you just rest in what the body is offering you rather than trying to take more. Take a couple of deep breaths here. Okay, let's come back to center, unwind, reach tall again, knitting the ribs in. So we're really thinking length here, no back bending, and then come over to the right. So left hand comes to the outside of the right knee, right fingertips come down just about wherever they land is fine, and find this gentle twist on the other side again, not going too far, breathing deeply. Last breath here. Okay, unwind, bring both hands up into the air again. Take a big inhale and exhale, float those hands down to your knees. Let's come off our props if you're on props, and we're going to come into tabletop position to take a few rounds of cat-cat. So find your hands directly underneath your shoulders and your knees directly underneath your hips. And we'll just start off with a traditional cat-cow, so dropping the belly, lifting the tailbone. You can tuck your toes under if you like here. Just increases the activity in the back body a little bit. Lift up, but don't crunch the back of your neck. So think length through the back of the neck, gliding the shoulder blades down the back and then looking up to your eyes for the last part. And then squeeze the belly button to the spine. You can untuck your toes if you had those tucked. Push away from the mat really strongly. Round through the back, let your head drop. Maybe look to your nose. Okay, inhale, look up, pull the heart through the arms. And then exhale, this time you can do exactly the same as you round, untucking the toes. If you want to fire up into the core a little bit, just pop those knees off the mat and really dome through the back. Okay. Pop those knees down. Inhale, find your cow. Gliding the shoulder blades down the back, looking up to the eyebrows. Exhale, cat. Maybe firing up the core a little bit and stretching the front of the feet and the ankles. One more each way. Inhale. Exhale. Awesome, guys. Pop those knees down if they're lifted, and let's step the right foot forward. We're going to find low lunge, Anjaneyasana. So crawl your right toes forward. We're going to be flowing here a little bit. So just test that as you come into your lunge, your knees not coming past your ankle. Okay, reach your arms up, take an inhale, and exhale, push into your right foot, but resist with the left hip. So as you come back, you can feel a lot of engagement in that front left hip flexor. And then release and inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, pull the arms in, making little fists and resisting through the legs. And then release, relax, lift the arms up. And exhale, engage through the base of the right foot, squeeze the left glute. Last time, just release and lift the arms up. Awesome, guys. We'll take some arm circles here. So take a deep inhale. Exhale, circle the arms back. Inhale, you can lean forward a little bit to dip down as you take these circles. Exhale, bring the arms back. If you're getting a little bit of a kind of chest lift here, inhale and a back bend. As long as it's gentle, that's fine. Last time, inhale, exhale. Bring both hands inside your right foot, and if you need to pop your hands onto props, then that's absolutely fine. And you might have more of a figure four position with your legs here. If you're finding that that's a bit too deep, you can always pull your right foot back a bit. So we're finding a variation on Anjaneyasana low lunge, kind of dragon position. Just release the hips, let gravity do the work, and just take a little gentle rock side to side. I really enjoy bringing intuitive movement into my practice. Sometimes we're called to stillness, but sometimes a little movement can be so beneficial and soothing. Okay, and we're going to grow this a little further into lizard. So turn those right toes and the knee out to about 45 degrees. And you can just continue with that rocking. Or if you have the space, you might bring a bit of weight onto the outside edge of that foot and let the knee drop out. And again, you can still rock here. If you're feeling it, you can always push your right hand a little into your thigh. And you can carry on rocking, but again, be very gentle. It's the morning, there's no need to go too far with anything. We always have a bit more residual stiffness after lying for several hours. Last breath in lizard. Okay, wherever you are, release, and we're going to come back into half split, Ardha Hanumanasana, so just rock back. Bring your left hip over your left knee and have your right leg nice and long. You might have a very generous bend in your knee here, and that's absolutely fine. Maybe the foot's more towards the floor. Fingertips either side of the mat, and again, if you need to be on blocks here or any props, then of course you can be. You might have a bend in your knee and your blocks up. Like this, and that's beautiful. You don't need to be in any specific place. We're all just looking for a stretch in the back of the leg, a gentle stretch in the back of the leg, and we'll be making different shapes to get there, but we'll all be having a similar experience. If you have more space, you can turn your toes up towards the ceiling and straighten the leg out. Wherever you are, try and lift the chest and be straight through the back. We want our back to be quite protected in our morning practice. The back is often not ready for deep forward folds and back bends until we've been moving around for quite a long time after we've got up. So you may feel that you can fold forward, depending what space you've got in your back, but try and keep the chest proud, keep the space across your collarbones, and look to your toe. Find a steady drishti at the big toe. Can be quite nice to activate in the back leg too, so that means just getting the sensation of drawing the heel towards your left knee. Last breath here. Okay guys, bring those hands back inside your foot and step your right foot back, and we'll come into the other side. So step your left foot forward and we'll start back in Anjaneyasana, so just make sure you've got the space to lunge down without your knee coming past your ankle. Then lift your arms up. Inhale. Exhale, resisting through the right glute as you push back with the left sole of the left foot, and then releasing. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, and now we'll take those arm circles and exhale. Keep releasing the hips down to the mat, taking inhales as you lift your arms up and exhales as you circle them behind you. One more, inhaling. Exhale. Awesome, guys. Bring both hands to the inside of your left foot, making the adjustments that you need to find the space that's right for your body. Crawl the left foot slightly to the left so that wherever you bring your hands down, you've got them shoulder width distance apart. Plenty of space, you're not contracting through the collarbones, and just take that gentle rock here if that feels nice. You can find stillness if that's what you prefer. Keep your gaze, your drishti in one place, and breathe deeply, softly, elongate the breath. Moving this into lizard variation, left toes point off the mat or to the top corner, about 45 degrees or so, knee follows. And again, you might rock, you might bring some weight into the outside of your left foot so that the knee drops out. Just brings the stretch into a slightly different place in the hip. And if you feel called to, maybe you're bringing your hand onto your thigh to gently assist in this hip opener. But again, mindfulness is the key, not going too far too soon. You can still incorporate the intuitive movement wherever you are. Last breath here. Good. Bring that left hand down if you had it on your thigh. Turn the toes back towards the front, and we're going to take our half split Ardha Hanumanasana. So just walk yourself back if you need to, make some adjustments. Right hip over knee this time, left leg lengthened. You may be on blocks here. Your foot might be more towards the ground. You might have a deep bend in your knee. You might be hands on the ground and legs straight and toes up in the air, or somewhere in between, it doesn't matter. Get that action of drawing the left heel towards your right knee. So that means you activate through the hamstring and you're working on your mobility, your active range of movement rather than your passive range of movement, which is much safer, more effective way of stretching. Passive stretches are yummy, absolutely. Incorporating as much active stretching into our practice as we can is super beneficial. Steady drishti, looking to your toe. If space opens up and you feel called to come a little lower, absolutely do that. Last breath here. Okay guys, bend into that knee, get a bit of relief, bring those hands inside your foot and step the left foot back. So we're going to find a plank now. It can be high or low, just to fire up the core a bit more before we come down onto our bellies. So palms directly underneath the shoulders, knees can be together on the mat, and you have your tailbone curled underneath you, and bringing your shoulders over wrists might already be a good lot of work for your core, and as much as your wrists want to do. If you want to come into full plank, you're welcome to do that. Have the feet a little bit further apart if you're doing that, and try not to let the hips sink down. Hips should be approximately the same height as your shoulders, so you're making a gentle boomerang shape, a very shallow V with your body. Spike your heels away from you if your knees are lifted, and wherever you are, reach the crown of the head towards the space in front of you and push strongly away from the mat so you separate your shoulder blades. Breathe deeply. 2 more breaths here. That's it guys, well done. Point your elbows behind you and lower all the way down to the mat as far as you can in one long line. Oh, well done. Okay, we're going to take some baby cobras. So bring your hands, spread the fingers wide and bring the hands to about the level of your head. So you can see them out of the corners of your eyes. We're going to squeeze the back muscles around the lumbar, so that's the back waist. And draw the chest, the shoulders and the arms up all in one piece. So try not to leave the arms behind you or push them back behind your head. Just keep them in the corner of your eye. Inhale and exhale. Squeeze those back muscles. Inhale, keep your feet on the floor. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. 2 more. Inhale. Exhale. And this last one we're going to hold for a count of 5. Inhale. Keep breathing for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and release. Well done. Just make a little pillow with your hands and rest your head down for a moment. And then take your arms behind you and we're going to find Shalabhasana, locust pose, a variation. We won't find a clasp. We're going to keep the hands free, palms facing down, lifted up off the mat. This time as we peel the chest up, just as we did in Baby Cobra, I invite you to engage into the glutes, into the hamstrings. Zip the legs up from ankle to groin, so you're really pressing your legs together, and lift the legs up as much as you can. You don't need to do this if it doesn't work for you. Maybe you just engage the legs and they don't come off. But give it a go. Inhale, lift up. And lower down. Good. 2 more. Inhale, lift up. And lower down. On this last one, we'll hold for 5. Keep breathing. Inhale, lift up. Deep breaths in and out. 2. Keep squeezing. 3. Squeeze the legs together. 4. Squeeze the whole posterior chain. And 5. Well done, guys. And come down. You can make a little pillow with your hands and just take a rest for a moment. Release through the back body, and then we're going to find a gorgeous passive back bend. Okay, let's come up and we're going to come into Sphinx pose. So just pop your elbows directly underneath your shoulders. Take your forearms parallel to each other. Spread the fingers. Feet are hip width distance apart. Top of the feet on the floor. And just really press into your elbows. Draw your heart through your arms. Grow your head and your neck out at the top of your shoulders. Don't let yourself slump into your shoulders here. Keep engaged through the arms down into the elbows. And if you're feeling this in your lumbar, back waist, that's great. If you're feeling pinching sensations, especially lower down, which sometimes happens, you might need to walk your hands and your arms forward a bit, and that's fine. You're just bringing the bend a little higher up into the right place. So just listen to the wisdom of your body. Notice where the sensations are and adjust as you need to make sure that we're finding this back bend in the lumbar. That's where the vertebrae are that are capable of helping us move our spine in that way. Two more deep breaths here. Really breathe into the heart space, breathe into the upper chest and the throat. Expand across the collarbones, steady drishti. You're awesome, guys, well done. We're going to come straight into a child's pose from here, but just take it easy. We've been doing a bit of back bending, so there might be some residual sensations. We're going to take a wide-legged child's pose, so this will, the spine stays a little straighter, but we'll get a bit more into the interior of our hips. So bring your arms out in front of you so you get a nice stretch through the upper back. And take your hips as wide as feels good for you. It might be that you like to have them just a wee bit wider than hips width. You might like them very wide. It doesn't matter if your hips don't reach your heels and your head doesn't reach the mat. You don't need to be in any particular place. Just breathe deeply. Smooth your breath out. Rest your awareness in that breath. Last breath here. You're welcome to press pause and stay here a little longer if that feels good. Otherwise, walking yourself back up, we're going to take a seated twist, Ardha Matsyendrasana. So just find your way into seated on the mat and take your legs out in front of you. Leave your left leg long and hug your right knee into your chest, and then step that foot over to the outside of your left leg. We're going to hug the right knee into the left elbow and just take a gentle twist looking over the shoulder. So we're getting a bit of a hip stretch here as we hold the knee in towards the chest. If you feel you'd like to go a bit further, obviously those fingertips can come behind you. You can reach up with your left hand and bring the elbow across for a slightly deeper version of the twist. Steady drishti. With each inhale, grow a little taller, and with each exhale, twist a little deeper. Keep your left toes pointing up towards the sky. And keep growing your head and your neck out of your shoulders. Last breath here. Awesome, guys. Unwind, let's find that on the other side. So just take your legs long again. This time, hug your left knee into your chest. Take that foot to the outside of your right leg. And this time, hug the left knee in with the right elbow, looking over your left shoulder, getting a little bit of a stretch for the hip at the same time as you take this twist. Or if you feel called to go deeper, left fingertips behind you. Take a deep inhale as you bring your right hand up, and exhale, bring that elbow across your body to find the bind. Sitting tall, finding a little more space with each inhale, lifting up, and a little more twist with each exhale. Keep the right toes turning up towards the sky, and keep your drishti, your gaze, on one place and steady. Last breath here, guys. Awesome, just unwind everything. And we're going to finish with a little inversion before we come into our final pose. So we're just going to bring a block or any props that you have. So a blanket rolled up or a towel rolled up can do just the same thing. And we're going to lie down. Pop our feet up towards our pelvis and bring our hips onto the block or prop. Palms face up towards the sky. And we'll just take 10 deep breaths here with our hips a little higher than our hearts. Guys, bring your hips up. Have any props that you had underneath your sacrum, just remove those, but have them handy. And bring yourself up into seated. You can just cross your ankles and hug your knees in and roll up, or you can roll onto your side. And we're going to close our practice with a little seated meditation. So use your props, whatever you have handy, to bring your hips up. If you're open in your hips and you enjoy being cross-legged without props, obviously, by all means do that. So we're not finishing with Shavasana because we haven't been up long, and sometimes it can be tempting in a gentle morning practice to drift off a little in Shavasana also needs for me. So I tend to finish my morning practices when I do them seated. Take your hands over your knees. Maybe take a mudra, and you can check in with your body if you feel like you need more energy today. If you're feeling sluggish, psychologically, physically, emotionally, then turning the hands up into an open and receptive version of Jnana Mudra is a really nice way to invite more energy in. If you're already feeling that there's a lot ahead of you today and there's a lot to get your head around, maybe it's nicer to encourage grounding. So take Jnana Mudra with the palms facing down. Grow tall, crown of the head reaching up, and close your eyes. Keep your chin parallel to the floor though. Don't let your chest lift, so your chin lift as your chest lifts and you grow tall. Just keep the chin parallel to the floor, but everything else lifting, shoulders away from ears. Just settling into a gentle breath awareness meditation for a minute or so to close our practice. If you wish to stay here longer, then please press the pause button and do that. Your eyes closed, bring your hands into Anjali Mudra, into prayer at heart center. Just maybe setting the intention for the day to carry the peace, the equanimity that you've cultivated in your practice this morning off the mat and into the rest of your day. Bring your hands back down to your knees. Take your chin towards your chest. Slowly blink your eyes open and bring your head upright. Namaha Yogis, the light in me sees and honors the light in all of you. See you soon.